I've been saying it for a while now. I think the Bucks finally kind of figuring out. People was getting their jokes off about when they first hired Doc and all this stuff, and even before the Doc stuff. Just Dame made the wrong choice, and he ain't gonna be. Bucks ain't about to be what y'all think it is. But now that people finally saying, okay, you got Bobby Portis coming off the bench, Chris Middleton coming back at the right time, right before the playoffs, so he getting his legs up under him. Uh, this is the first time we kind of seeing Dame actually play the point guard position versus him always getting to play the hero role, and he got to be the dominant scorer, and he got to be the shot creator. Now he's actually taking a step back and like, man, I can actually run a actual pick and roll. I can actually set up looks for Giannis. I can set up looks for Malik Beasley on the wing. I can actually
Mhm.
see the whole court and have an actual um, offense that I can run as a point guard versus just that. I got to be a scoring guard on the court. So, um, I mean, I don't like you said. OKC, they couldn't really get nothing going on their offense, and then on the defensive end, I mean,
He was ugly.
you really got to blame the coach on that because you got to make adjustments. Um,
Exactly.
so with that being said, I think it's more so just like I said though, a lot of people need to start realizing that the Bucks are for real.
They can beat, bro. I'm telling you, Ray. They can beat the Celtics, fam. That Celtics are not unbeatable. I think it's a couple
I don't
teams.
think they're unbeatable. It's just that we expect the Celtics to be in the finals this year, just because, like, bro,
I really don't. You
the fact, no,
expecting?
the fact that y'all revamped y'all roster after letting Grant Williams go and Marcus Smart go, and Malcolm Brogdon go. And then it's speculation that, man, what y'all gonna do with Jalen Brown? And y'all gave him that big old contract, and then y'all brought Porzingis over there, and then y'all brought Drew Holiday. So it's like all these things, just like hey, y'all keep doing these things, see y'all roster and all this stuff, but Jalen Brown and Tatum, how many times we gonna say we expect a ring from y'all as a duo? Which, because it was at one point, like you always say, we doubted if they was even gonna ever like flourish as a duo because they're the same exact type of player. So it was like, okay, now that y'all, okay, now y'all kind of figuring it out. Okay, now we need to see if it resulted in something. And they got to the finals, but it didn't look pretty when they got there. But it's like, okay, y'all got to one, but we need to see y'all actually hold up that trophy.
You
We need to
you
actually
putting
see. You say what?
you putting these Bucks that you seeing right now over because they got to win against the Clippers. They done dismantled the Suns without Giannis. They had a close game without Giannis against the Celtics. Do you think the Bucks should be the favorite in the East because of Giannis? Because I think Giannis is clearly the best player in the East, and I think his supporting cast. Because now you got Middleton back. Jay Crowder even hit a couple threes the other day. I think Bobby Portis, like we've been talking about, you was on to something with the Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis being good, but I think he's at a different level this year in terms of scoring the basketball from pretty much all three levels.
And it's some,
Uh,
I started finally kind of realizing what Bobby Portis was um, really a couple seasons ago. And I was like, man, he got better 3 point line. I didn't know he could shoot like that. And at first, it was just he was a corner, a 3 point corner specialist type of guy. Like he'd step out in the corner every once in a while. But then I started seeing him catch from anywhere behind the three, and I'm like, okay, he been working all behind the arc, and he's always been a guy that feel like he got the advantage from the block. He gonna take it. he got a little nice floater for a big. He got a nice little hook shot. He got a nice touch in the paint. Um, he's always been a solid mid range shooter. His whole career just about. So I knew he could score the ball. It's just that I knew him being on the Bucks. I mean, before the Middleton injury, you got Giannis and Middleton ahead of you. So it's like you probably not gonna get a chance to really display how great of a scorer you are. But then, like I said, he had Giannis missed those 2 games, and the one person that stepped up in those 2 big games was Fortis. He stepped up
Okay.
big against the Suns. I mean, they lost a close one against the Celtics, but he had like 30 in that game. So I mean, like it's just like how you like growing up, the coach be like, "Hey man, when your number called, be ready."
Yeah.
And he definitely shown that he's ready when his number called. Um,
Oh, how do you view Doc now? Like, has Doc been showing more as a coach? Has he actually put his imprint on this team, or is it just these guys figuring it out as players and coaches
it could
really?
be it could be a mix of both. Because like Doc ain't coached nobody on that roster before, so I mean, it was gonna take some getting used to from that standpoint, and then also, uh, it was still just those guys learning a new coach. I mean, because for some of those guys, it was probably still just like, bro, like what happened?
Hmm.
Like, so I mean, from that standpoint, it's probably just a mix of both. Like the guy, the team figuring it out, as well as the coach finally figuring out, okay, oh, this guy works best when he's with this guy. This unit is perfect. When we in this situation down in the fourth quarter and we need a little run, this unit is perfect. When we need a unit in there, you got a balance of defense and offense. This like so, it's just him probably just figuring out what units fits best in those situations, and then also the players just yeah, we got a little we kind of fell off for a bit, but we regrouped and we worked through it. So I
Okay.
think it's just a mix of both the players and the coach.
So the Bucks got the Lakers next, then they got the Pelicans, and then they got the Hawks. What's the biggest game of those three? Then I'm gonna ask you one more question about the Thunder before we move on.
Who did you say after the Lakers? I know you said the Hawks
Lakers,
last.
Pelicans, Hawks.
I think that Lakers game the biggest one because for one, um, Lakers still trying to move up that playing ladder, so they going and they now it's coming down to the wire where you can't really afford to lose no games. Pelicans kind of in a spot where they like, we they don't want to lose, but they can afford to kind of take a loss here and there.
Hmm.
Plus, missing they number 2 option, they second best player out of Ingram. So that's still, I feel like the Bucks might go in and capitalize off that a little bit because Ingram ain't no small person. So that size they're gonna be missing. Bucks is a big team. You really need all the size you got on your team when you're going against them, so they can capitalize off that. So and then the Hawks, I mean, at this point they kind of just
they done flew the coop. That ship done sailed, man. But okay.
they have to just on cruise control right now.
Okay, the Thunder. You worried about this loss? Was that a worried loss to lose like that against the Bucks? To lose that bad to where pretty much by the fourth quarter the game was pretty much over. They kind of got stomped down, low key.
I mean, every team got their loss though, so I'm not gonna say I'm worried. It is something to key in on how they respond next game though. That is something because that's when the worry come in. If they get blown out like they did, and in the next game they get punched in the mouth again, they don't do nothing. It's like okay, what's
Hmm.
going on here? So I'll say I will key into the next game for sure.
They got Pelicans tomorrow. The Pelicans tomorrow. They got Pelicans, Rockets, Suns, and Knicks. So you think that
Oh
Pelican
yeah,
game will be a game to watch for?
yeah. I think it's even a game to watch for their Rocket squad, especially how they've been playing lately.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.